Okay, so today we are going to an auction, and I do enjoy auctions, but this one particularly was very full and it went quite long. We did not stay for the whole thing. So, right now is just the kind of preview time before the auction starts. So, we kind of go around, kind of see what we might want to bid on. I do look at this sewing stuff right here. I do not end up bidding on that. Also, what they do is they will sometimes have two areas going, like two auctioneers running at the same time. So that can become problematic because if you want something in one section and you also want something in the other section, then you don't always know where to go in. So sometimes I don't get to bid on things that I want, and sometimes if there's not something my husband is looking at, then I may send him over and be like, hey, I want this. This is what I want to pay. And, can you try and bid on it for me? But so today I do end up getting quite a lot. And so I'm just looking at these old toys. And that is a flat of Bibles, which I do end up winning that one. And I believe they put a few of those together. No, the Bibles were by themselves. Sorry. So also, I think I've talked about this before. What they do is if there's not interest in something, then they will say, okay, now we're going to throw this box with the next box, so on and so forth. So sometimes I can leave with, I think at this auction, I did end up leaving with like 5 flats and I paid $2. So it becomes more than I want. And I, of course, will just donate anything I don't want to keep or sell, and then sell what I have, because at $2 it doesn't bother me. And on this particular auction, I did even give stuff away while I was there. So I take a look at the Barbies because I know Barbies can do well. There was, I believe, a Barbie collector there because the prices on not just the Barbies but all the dolls went very, very high, which can be expected because they do have a lot of value. So that was, I don't know enough about them to even participate in the prices that they were going at. That would just be foolish on my part. So I just watched and looked. This table is a bunch of pocket knives. My husband does bid on some of these. And then I end up getting, like I talked about before, there was a box of things that people didn't really want. It was some cigar ashtrays and some cigar carry cases or whatever. I bid on that. I think I paid, I don't know, it was under $5, but I honestly think it might have been $2. So I took that. And I don't even actually, in this preview, you don't even see all of it. This is just the part that I got to before it started. So there was some neat dishes and stuff, but I sometimes get overwhelmed by that just because thinking about the shipping and storing and all that stuff, you really run the risk of something getting broken. So for the dishes, a lot of times I will skip that unless it's just something I really know enough about to make a smart decision. So here are some more Barbies. I think there were several different lots over here. So I'm just kind of looking. I had never seen this before. It was a Barbie that you could color their hair. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So it was really neat. So yeah, that one has really red hair. And so I was just interested just because it was something I hadn't seen before. I think that little gold purse that I said, I do have one of those that I've sold. And then I always check out the flatware because I do sell flatware, but I think this was silver plated, which I think is harder to sell than stainless or sterling. At least in my experience. I'm sure there are people who can sell it easily, but it does not seem to go that quickly for me. In this section, there was a ton of jewelry. And, I looked at this stuff and it was really kind of silly on my part because there were definitely some jewelry dealers there. They brought their own scales. They're sitting there weighing all these different items. They're making notes of what they want to do. And I'm like, okay, that's way out of my field of expertise. So I just watched for a while and I was very intrigued. because there were some things that really bid up quite high, and they would keep checking their little notebooks like, do I want to go that high? So it was interesting to watch. Definitely, again, out of my field of experience. And then over here, this is so some of it's outdoor stuff, and I think some of it was indoor stuff as well. I didn't even bid on that guy. I will tell you, at one point I did go to the truck for a little break. And then I came back, and they had already partially started on this section because there were some things that I wanted. I actually got that coffee pot for $2 because nobody wanted it. So this moon, I probably show you later in the haul. I did get him, and I got that moon lamp, and actually those two moon things right there. This one I'm picking up, I got him, and the one behind him, the like cream one. I also got the moon bottle. And then I did not get those. Somebody wanted those specifically, and so I didn't go. I got that picture. I got the gold moon. I got those two moons there. Actually, I got all three of those on the floor and that moon lamp. I got a lot of moon items, and it worked out very well for me. And again, I do like jewelry. I like buying it, especially for reselling and stuff. But when there's people there who that's what they, basically live and breathe, I am out of my league. So I know when to fold them, as they say. So I definitely did not bid. There was a lot of neat jewelry there. This was in the little porch area, and honestly, I don't even think I was in there when they started bidding in this section. There was Christmas, and that is one of those little ceramic Christmas trees. But I somehow missed it. I don't know if it was the other auctioneer who ended up doing this room. So this is in the basement, and we actually left before they even got to this point. We had ended up getting so much stuff. We had a full truck full, and so there were some things that I probably would have bid on down there, but I think we ended up, it starts at 10. We got there before then, and I think we ended up leaving about like 1:32. So it was going to go for a while. And I think we had plans this evening, so we had to get on moving. I don't know that we've ever stayed for the entire auction that they've had. They do go for quite long. Definitely some vintage items, some very neat items. I probably should make it to where I can stay all the way through one time just to see how long I mean, of course, it all depends on how much is at the house or not. We actually went to an auction of this company a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't a whole house auction. They just had everything outside, and we did not even actually stay for that one because there wasn't, I think there was maybe like one or two things that we would bid on. So it's like, well, do we spend the whole day doing this, or do we go find other places like yard sales and stuff or thrift stores. I just noticed that elephant wicker, like coffee mug holder. That was neat. So this is the start of the auction. And the guy, he stands on a ladder. He has a little speaker. Okay, so here's kind of an overview of what I ended up picking up. And yes, lots and lots of stuff. So that is, I think I did end up getting like 5 flats for $2. And this is when it's in the garage. And so that is the flat of Bibles I did get. I did bid up on that one. And then I ended up getting the books and that flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That moon is separate. I paid for that one separately. Oh no, here's more. So 6. So I guess 6 flats. No? 7. We'll figure it out eventually. I did bid on those warming trays under those moons under there. And then that was just in a different lot. So just to kind of show you some of the moon items, which I pointed them out a little bit earlier. And I will say most of these have already sold. I think I have maybe 3 moon items left. And I've even sold some of the cigar items. Now this guy, I do still have him because as you can see, his little bowl needs fixed, and I have not fixed that yet, which won't take long if I can find the right tools. That lamp sold, and it did very well. Pretty much all of my moon things did very well. So I was glad I got them all. I still have the moon bottle. I do think that gold moon is gone. I kept the little guy on the right with like the rocks and stuff. I put him in my garden and I try to fill it with water. And that is the coffee maker that we got. And I have some more moon things underneath that I'm going to show here. That moon lamp, he did very well, and that is like a little tea light holder without a shade, and it also sold. So I still have the lamp, or no, sorry, those are mirrors that I'm looking at. I'm trying to think. I think I've sold one of the mirrors. I do still have that guy, and then the picture has already sold. I will end up doing like a what sold video where I just kind of put up comps of everything that I sold. But I'll do that in the future. Give it a little bit longer to see what else sells. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully this is content that you like. And I hope you have a great day. Until next time.